Hi, my name is Hema Sampath. I run a counseling center called Regenerating Lives, a New Beginning. My center is located near Jaydeva Hospital Circle on Bannerghatta Road. Hi everyone. Today let us talk about time management and prioritizing our tasks. So, as we all know, there is only 24 hours in a day. So how do we manage our day by prioritizing our tasks? So that is what is the biggest challenge for each one of us or many of us. So let me not say that all of it having these problems. For those who have find it difficult, let us find out how we can organize ourselves by prioritizing our tasks for the day, for the month, for a year, for 5 years, and all those things. So the first and foremost thing which we need to understand in prioritizing tasks is, do you know what you have to do for the day? If you do not know what you have to do, then there is no reason for you to prioritize the task for the day. So the first clarity, the first step should be, what all do I need to do for today, is to be the list which we need to have to prioritize. So how to prioritize? On what basis? Say everything is important. I have so many work to be done and completed today. So when it comes to the number of tasks for the day, we need to go and apply the Pareto rule here. What is Pareto rule here? It is called 80-20 and 20-80. So many times, as we see in our world, 80% of the wealth is there with 20% of the people, and 80% of the people has only 20% of the wealth of the world. So how do these 20% of the people in the world have managed able to accumulate so 80% of the wealth of the world? That is when this Pareto rule has become very predominant and prominent, and that can be applied easily by each one of us. Say if in a day you are in such a high position and you have to check all the mails and you are all the time to be connected online, then you should be prioritizing and fixing timings to check your mails and messages on a day-to-day basis. For example, if you have to take up the calls or check the mails at morning 8 o'clock, and you could eventually schedule another time probably at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So every 2 hours probably, if you have prioritized, schedule your day like this, you may not be wasting the entire day in checking and answering the mails itself and the messages itself, so that the rest of the hours you could schedule some meetings, you can do some other work, you can plan for the meeting, you can take a meeting, you can do literally some of the work which you have to do it personally. All these things can be done only by prioritizing like this. And in checking the mails, in answering the mails also, again you can prioritize on this 80-20% basis. So what are the mails to be answered immediately? What are the mails which I can answer after a week? And if it has to be answered a week, am I marking in my calendar or my diary that on that date when I have to really answer this? So it is not only marking in today's calendar that I am postponing. On the day which I have postponed, I have to go to that day in my calendar and then make a mark on that day that would be 80-20 on that day. So if that has been postponed for a week, on after a week, that task would be the priority for that day. So if we channelize and organize and prioritize by understanding which is important today, I have to complete. If I don't do it today, tomorrow I will not be able to continue this task tomorrow. That is called 80-20. If today something has to be done very individually where it is not affected for the tomorrow task, then that task will also come under 80-20. For example, what is 20-80 then? Probably if you're staying in a PG or you're staying sharing with some of your friends, and there is no balcony bulb which has been bought for the last 2 months, and it is so dark over there, and every time you go back to PG only you remember, that again comes under 80-20 for that day, because you've been postponing for the last 2 months, and that doesn't mean that it has to be 20/80 because it is very silly for you, but that is very important because you've been postponing for a very long time. So that falls under 80-20. When you structure and organize and create a calendar on these two bases, your time is well handled, and there you will know that where I am missing my time and how better I can work within that structured time.